opinion that theory is action and action is theory. Thought is action, or action is thought sometimes. So how can we actually first of all define the action? If there isn't any hard and fast difference between action and what you can say thought, or theory and action, how actually we can dispel this paradox between action and thought, you can say, or theory and action.
Is there another question, and I will reply to in one time. Second question here.
Monsieur Lévy, let me begin by paying tribute to you for your proposal, excellent proposal for making a list, if possible, of all the killed, dead, and the martyrs in the war of liberation. As a matter of fact, a few days ago, on last Independence Day celebration, I myself also proposed such thing in a national newspaper here. But on the other question, your 5 temptations, very famous temptations, I was wondering whether you also considered Monsieur Frantz Fanon, who was your countryman, sort of, and who participated in a liberation movement against France. So I would link these two. How many people were actually killed in Algeria from 1954 to 1962? And whether you consider Fanon's role as an exemplary one, which would be worth emulating for you as a young man. He was just not more than 10 years dead in 1971. And adjoining question is about the Indian question. Jean-Paul called a man Saint Jean Genet. He also took an exemplary role in favor of the Palestinian refugees. And did you also consider him something relevant? I want to say this because of this. Sometimes people raise the number according to their own belief, as Gabriel Garcia Marquez says about killings by the United Fruit Company in this country in 1928. So thank you.
Can I add a supplementary question?
So last question, yeah.
I have been asking this question but I didn't.
I have been asking this question to myself for a long time, but I didn't find a proper person to ask this. And I hope you will not take this personally. Is there anything called radical Zionism, and is that a threat to the world?
Is there, I'm sorry?
Is there something like radical Zionism, and is that a threat to the world too? Radical Zionism, is there something like that, and is that a threat to the world too?
Okay. So that last one.
Mr. Lévy, first I would like to thank you for your role during my country's liberation war. So my question is to you, do you think there are any similarities between the events that are taking place right now in Crimea and the events that took place in Libya? So I watched you have been a strong advocate of the Arab uprising. So do you think there are any similarities, or more precisely, do you think these are spontaneous uprising, or these are just some kind of foreign intervention going on in these places?
Okay. So I mix everything. Radical Zionism, I don't know what you mean, but if you mean by that you have in Israel some extreme rightist forces, and that you have outside Israel some people supporting these extreme rightist forces, of course. There is stupid people in every country. There are in France, there are in America, there are in Ukraine, there is in Bangladesh, and there is in Israel, of course. And they have to be democratically combated with all the possible strength. And the virtue of democracy is that these forces can be kept aside. In my country, is much worse. We have today a party of Le Pen which might reserve us some very bad surprise very soon. About Algerian war and Frantz Fanon. Again, my country is ever right. No, this is not my religion. I don't think that my country, my right. France can